Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we have some repairs to do, including on our salamander. We're going to tick forward here for a while and get our Wolverine and Centurion good to go for sure. And we're probably not going to wait for our salamander here, but that's fine. We shouldn't really have to do too much more waiting on the salamander, because in theory it shouldn't take all that much damage. It is, of course, a long-range fire support mech, and that is wonderful. We're going to pass on the opportunity for a Solaris 7 ticket for now. And we're going to continue to tick forward here. Yeah, it's going to be a while. We took a lot of damage in the last mission. There's no doubt about that. But I still feel it was worth it. Now, Savarok is not going to be ready for another 60 days. We're not done with our repairs yet, though, so we actually probably shouldn't have ticked forward quite that far. This Wolverine is going to require some refits. Absolutely. This is going to be a little painful, actually. Okay. It's going to hurt. There's no doubt about it. Do we have 2 double heat sinks to put in this? The answer is no, we do not. This was an Engine Core 240 previously. We do have an Engine Core 240 to put in here. We were running double heatsink kits, Clan Endosteel, and Ferrofibrous. Okay. We don't have a Clan Endosteel to put in, but we can do something along the lines of this. And that's gonna have to be good enough, except for the small fact... Isn't that interesting? We only require 1 external free heatsink. But apparently this doesn't count as an external free heatsink. Oh, of course, because we don't have a double heatsink kit on this. So we would have to drop these double heatsinks. And this is going to be running very, very hot. Very, very hot. So that's our free heatsink there. And then we're going to need 1, 2, 3, like that. So you can see here, this is exceptionally hot. And that is, of course, because we do not have our double heat sinks or our heat exchanger, which was lost. That's unfortunate as well. So I think that that means that we need to back off on the heat generation. We'll drop the ER medium laser and probably the 2 ER small lasers, and we'll just run the binary laser and the MRM-20, and we'll run an extra pair of heat sinks to help out with that. We're now roughly the same heat efficiency that we were previously, but it's a downgrade. There's no doubt about that. Should we run the variable speed pulse laser? I mean, if we did that, we would want this to be more of a juggernaut. It's 90 heat generation. The binary laser is 48. I don't think we can get away with the variable speed pulse laser, if I'm honest. I think that's going to be a big fat negatory there. I think we're just going to have to do this as is. It is a downgrade, and not a tremendous downgrade, but it is a bit of a downgrade. Now that'll take 3 days. So let's see what it's going to take for the Centurion J here. We did lose the AC-20 Midran. This is less of a terrible outcome, though. So all we lost was the heatsink and the AC-20 Midran. We can replace the heatsink immediately, and then the AC-20 Midran, we have another one of those. It's not a big deal. Interestingly, our heat efficiency is apparently going down, but I don't think that's actually true. So we're going to continue with this. That's going to take 3 days as well, and that's going to be pretty cheap. So let's tick forward the 3 days. We have 1 day of pad time here. Perfect. That is fantastic. So let's do what training we can with our barracks. Of course, we did lose 1 pilot in that last mission, but that was fully expected. We knew going into it that it was quite dangerous. So let's do this training as we can. We're going to do something like that for Muffin Top. Fantastic. And Panzer will take a point of piloting.
What's up, boss?
Awaiting orders.
Okay, sounds good. So we're going to go ahead and deploy here, and we're going to need to do something that will make us some cash. This is a destroy base mission with solid salvage. Only 2 skill difficulty. I feel like we run it here, and that should be good. Okay, so we're going to need a pilot for this Wolverine. Do we have anybody with any Wolverine affinities? Those two both have stealth affinities. Okay, Panzer has Wolverine affinities. We're going to put our Wolverine, our new Wolverine here. And I don't know that... I mean, these guys have stealth affinities, and we don't have the stealth anymore. So we're just going to bring Coldfire in the Wolverine. Fantastic. Okay, let's go ahead and deploy this. And we should be fine. We should be completely fine here. In theory, anyway. We're not going to be substantially weaker than we were previously. We will be down 1 mech, and we're definitely in the market for another, like, 50, 55 tonner, or higher if we can find a heavy. That would be ideal. But we are in the market for a medium here. We do have our assault, but that will, of course, be in our fire support lance. We're going to have, like, a aggressive lance that moves in quickly, and a fire support lance that hangs back is going to be the idea. The aggressive lance is probably going to be like half juggernaut, half cavalry, or something along those lines. So that should be interesting. We're going to destroy enemy structures and escape. We have reliable information that a remote local government laboratory is attempting to reverse engineer sensitive Outworld technology in violation of the usage license. They've failed to respond to our communications that they cease and desist these unlawful operations. Therefore, we authorize you to execute the license termination clause upon that facility. Okay, so we just destroy the base.
Command interface initiated.
This map. Okay. Additional patrols. Okay, we have an ally unit. So turrets here, usually out here, and there's usually one... Oh, where was the other one? Oh, yeah, with the rotation. There. Okay. Sounds good. Now, this is slightly an awkward place to land, but it should, in theory, be okay. I don't necessarily know about that one. Kind of like that. Should be fine. Immediate enemy contact is expected.
Damn. And I forgot my beach chair.
Watch your heat.
Okay, so that's an enemy wolfhound there. Warrior moves up, does not fire.
Air conditioner.
We immediately see this guy. We need to be careful of potential railgun turrets. Those can spawn here.
Ready to get
We're going to
it on.
reserve. And we're going to allow them to move first. Rear arc attack on that wolfhound. Not like we care.
Let's just see what happens.
Manticore firing and missing everything. That's expected. They should reserve on round 1 like this. The wolfhound will move now, and we'll see what it does. Our facing is all fairly solid over here, with the exception of these two potentially being hit by that turret. Okay, the wolfhound backed off pretty far there.
What do you need?
Wolverine can position here.
On it.
We don't have sensors in round 1, remember, so this is just going to be a pot shot. We're not going to fire the MRM, just the binary laser.
Firing.
Yeah, it's a pot shot. And this is definitely a downgrade. We're going to need double heat sinks for this guy,
Standing by.
but we don't have them available at this exact moment. We're going to move up with our long-range
Will
Centurion here, and we are going to fire our tag and our Ultra AC5NX1 mode.
Roger that.
A couple of hits there, mostly in the leg. Phase 16. Now, we don't necessarily know who they've got out there. Okay, that's like a light PPC sort of thing.
Taking minimal damage. Commander.
Ah, we see that they don't, in fact, have the turret. Fantastic. That RogueTech is potentially vulnerable here. We're going to move up to here.
Understood. Moving fast.
And that gives us eyes on a Ranger and a Wasp, and actually a standard turret chassis, so they actually do have turrets. Good to know. These are just standard turret chassis. Okay. 46% versus 76 on that medium reinforced building. I'm not too interested in attacking the building at this time. I think we will fire on this turret.
Target.
Some damage there, but not the best. The light carrier moves up, fires on the RogueTech. They've got AMS. It's like a Mortar 4 or something. Okay, they barely do any damage to our Centurion. Nice.
I hear ya.
Our Wolverine is going to position up over here. This is our new Wolverine. And this guy is probably going to run pretty hot, isn't he? Let's find out how hot he runs here. The answer is probably very. Actually, that's not as hot as I was expecting him to run. Do it.
No sweat.
Nice. Very solid.
I await your command.
Okay, this is our long-range Hunchback, and the Hunchy is going to also probably go for this turret, although our hit odds are kind of low on that. In fact, they're rather low, mostly because this is round 1. Yeah, it looks like our best bet is indeed the turret. Are we better off with Listen Kill? It's exactly the same. So we're going to run Artemis.
Locked and loaded. Here it comes.
Structure exposure there. With these turrets, hopefully we'll get some double heat sinks. That would be nice. A double heat sink kit would be very important.
Standing by.
Okay, the Chameleon is going to step forward over here as well. And I think that we're going to go for probably the kill on this turret. We're unlikely to hit, but let's give it a go. We did hit 2 of those, and we took out a couple of components there, so that's not bad. The Brutus moves up, fires on that RogueTech, does nothing.
I'm taking heavy hits, Commander.
Reporting. Heavy damage.
That was a heavy hit, Commander.
Interesting. So these are Arrow 4 turrets.
Yeah?
That's good to know. We're going to close in here with our Wolverine.
Heading out.
And we know that this one out here is a Streak SRM6. That's an Arrow 4. This one's an Arrow 4. And this one is a Gauss emplacement. Okay. Hit odds on that Wolfhound are quasi-reasonable. We can take this. This would overheat us. That's expected. This Wolverine is going to run hot until we can get double heat sinks back on it. I think we missed that binary laser again, which is unfortunate.
Watch those heat levels.
Let's see what the Wolverine, or rather the, not Wolverine. Let's see what the Warrior does here. Not a whole lot is the answer, and the Wolfhound will move now. So those Arrow 4 turrets are kind of the kill prio right now, I feel like, followed by the Gauss emplacement for our long range.
Waiting for orders.
So this Centurion is going to close in over here.
On the move.
And we're probably going to fire on the Ranger here, I think. That's a lot of armor, actually. I was expecting that to be less armor, considering the size of the vehicle, but... Okay, we'll do it.
That.
Reasonably solid damage there.
Awaiting orders.
Our long-range Centurion is going to close in over this way, and we're going to work on that Arrow 4 turret in X2 mode.
Giving them everything I've got.
Nice. We've almost chunked through that armor.
Waiting for orders.
This Wolverine is going to close in over here. We are going to go for the finishing touch on this Arrow 4 turret. We're not going to fire our heavy laser here. Perfect. One Arrow 4 turret down. They're firing their mortars on that Wolfhound. Okay, that's fine. And let's see what they do phase 13 here. They can move their IFV, they can move their RogueTech, they can move their Wasp. An interesting choice, to be sure. Yeah, running the dual light PPC there. And then backing off over to here. Sure. The Manticore moves up, fires on the RogueTech. Does nothing. Okay. What else are they going to do? What else indeed? A couple of machine gun shots at the Chameleon. That's unimportant. Unimportant indeed. And then they're going to back off with the Ranger. Sure. And now the Wasp will move. We'll see what it does. It may charge here. And that wouldn't necessarily be the worst ploy. Okay, that was ineffective.
I live to serve.
We're going to step forward with this Hunchback, and we're going for the Arrow 4 here. Are we better off in Listen Kill? Nope, exactly the same. So we will go ahead and fire.
On target.
We got some good crits there, but unfortunately not what we needed. The Brutus moves up, fires on the RogueTech, does nothing.
Receiving you.
Okay, so this Chameleon is going to close in up over here. And I feel like we fire on this Wasp. There's very little that it can do to stop us. We're going to fire Armor Piercing, but honestly, his armor is really low. Maybe we should fire High Explosive here.
I copy.
Okay, we got a Jump Jet Destruction, I guess. The Arrow 4 firing on that Light Carrier, that's nice. The Gauss also firing on that Light Carrier, that's very good.
Yes, Commander.
Our Chameleon is at this point going to walk up to this Wasp. And we would have to expose Side Arc to the Gauss if we wanted to kick. I think we'll just punch. That'll be fine.
Heading out.
Good hit. That's a leg destruction and a Wasp destruction. Fantastic.
Commander.
This Centurion is going to make its way over this direction. And we're going to fire on that Ranger IFV with precision ammo. Not quite as much damage as I was hoping for there, but it'll do. They're going for the Arrow 4. Do they take it out? They do not. I was hoping that our ally would take it out, but so far no such luck. The Wolfhound closes in, fires on our Wolverine, and does 25 damage. Not particularly impactful.
Minor damage, Commander.
Yes, Commander.
Okay, our long-range Centurion is going to position about here.
Confirmed.
I don't think we need to fire on this Arrow 4. We're going to fire on the Wolfhound. That's a leg destruction. In fact, basically this whole side of the Wolfhound is gone. Yeah. The whole side of that Wolfhound is gone.
Commander?
Wolverine is going to close in over here
Affirmative.
and is going to finish off the Wolfhound. We actually don't need to fire the heavy laser here or the small laser, I feel like. We can sink a little bit of heat, or we could not fire the snub noses and just fire the lasers and sink all of our heat. I think that's the better play here.
Got it.
Okay, so he's not actually dead there, but we do manage to sink our heat. We didn't hit where we were hoping to. I don't know why they're firing at the RogueTech. That's foolish. They could fire at either the Arrow 4 or the Wolfhound. Both would have been kills. But okay, if that's what they want to do. IFE really firing on that Centurion, but we don't really care. I am hoping that this light carrier will take out one of these two. In fact, we may reserve to allow it to move here. Let's do it. Firing on that Wolfhound.
Enemy structure is weakening.
And that's a dead Wolfhound. Fantastic. They also managed to damage these structures, which is nice. Phase 14, an enemy unit will move here, and I think it's the RogueTech? Yeah, that's the RogueTech, all right. Fantastic. Next up, let's see what moves. That will be the Brutus, firing on that RogueTech again. It did manage to get 4 damage in there. Our Hunchback is going to make sure that that Arrow 4 turret is out of commission. I don't think we need to fire all of these, though. I think the single LRM-15 will do the trick. There we go. Excellent.
Yep.
Now, our Wolverine can make its way forward here. Yeah, this will be fine. We're going to sprint up this road.
Let's move.
And we're going to go on this streak turret, and just firing the binary laser does generate a lot of heat. We're not going to fire this round. We do need to get double heat sinks on that thing. That Gauss turret continuing to miss.
Waiting for orders.
So our Chameleon is going to make its way up over this direction. I'm looking for a way that we can get in range of that Gauss emplacement, but we don't really have one. So we're actually going to move over here, and I would love to fire on that standard streak turret, but no such luck. Warrior moves up, fires on the streak turret, does 20 damage. Sure. The IFV moves next phase, not this phase. So this will be the RogueTech then. Okay. Couple of light PPC hits. That's fine. How much armor does that RogueTech have? We don't actually know yet, and it's going to ace pilot here to there.
Commander?
That's fine. The Centurion is at this point going to turn around over here, and we're going to fire on that RogueTech. Our hit odds aren't the best, but we'll see what we get. We did manage to tag it there, so that's not bad.
Orders.
The Centurion is going to close in over this way. And we're also going to fire on that RogueTech.
Got it.
That wasn't great in terms of rolls. In fact, it was quite bad in terms of rolls.
What do you need?
This Wolverine is going to continue to head down over this way.
I'll do what I can.
And we're going to begin firing on that standard streak turret. Firing just the binary laser for now. And we missed. Perfect. Yeah, that heat situation on that Wolverine definitely needs to be taken care of. The RogueTech taking a little bit more damage there.
Waiting for orders.
Okay, this Wolverine can poke its nose up here. Vigilance in case they decide to Gauss us. And fire the snub noses and the rocket 20 at this Gauss emplacement. We have good hit odds, and this will do a good chunk of damage.
Right, Commander.
Nice. Okay, so we're through the armor on the Gauss emplacement. The Manticore is going to fire on that RogueTech, and it did get some good damage there.
Commander.
To be completely fair, that was very solid.
Going.
We're going to fire missiles at this Gauss emplacement. Our hit odds are low, but we're going to do it anyway while we're fishing for crits. That was a lot of crits, but not what we needed. The Brutus is also firing on the Gauss emplacement. More crits, but it's not dead yet. It takes down the Warrior, that's fine. That light carrier is getting very low. We don't care about it.
Commander,
Our Chameleon is going to close in over here,
acknowledged.
and we're going to fire on that standard streak SRM-6 turret. Only 50 damage there. Kind of bad luck considering our roll odds. We're going to close in over here with our Wolverine and finish off that Gauss emplacement.
Affirmative.
Fantastic. So they're going to continue to hit this RogueTech. A little bit of damage there. A smattering, I guess I'd call that. And now the IFV is going to move. We'll see what it decides to do. Going for that Centurion again.
Light damage, Commander.
No, no real issues there. Our armor's holding just fine for the moment. Then it ace pilots up the hill. Sure.
Ready for orders.
So this Centurion is going to close in over here now,
Moving to position.
and we're going to finish off this Sortek if we can. We're hoping that we can finish it off anyway. We got a hover propulsion crit there. Not the best, but not the worst either. The Wolverine's going to close in on the standard streak SRM turret, and we're just going to fire the binary laser. There we go. Heat's getting up there, though, and that's fine. Unfortunately, these vehicles are still kicking. We're having some unfortunate times actually hitting them, but it should be no big deal. Okay, that's fine. Yep, well, let's see where it ace pilots to. Well, Mr. Sortek, where are you going to go? Okay. That's fine. This Centurion is going to position over here. This is rear arc, which is not exactly the best situation for us, but it'll have to do.
Angle. Taking the shot.
Okay. It actually took out the Sortek. Nice. They did some damage to that Streak SRM turret. Our Hunchback here is going to look to eliminate this Ranger.
Engaging.
Not an elimination yet, but a good armor reduction. The Brutus going for that Streak SRM turret, doing a little bit more armor damage. Streak turret is going for the light carrier. That's probably a kill. Yes, indeed. We don't care about that.
Yes, Commander.
Our Centurion here is going to close in on their IFV.
Going full throttle.
And we're going to fire on this guy. There we go. The garrison is dead. The Chameleon is going to close in over here and finish off this standard Streak SRM turret. We are going to use high explosive machine guns.
Locked on.
Sadly, we missed both of our heavy lasers there. It's very unfortunate, but the Wolverine can move up over here and probably finish this off with the snub noses and heavy laser.
Firing on target.
Oh yeah, very nice.
Standing by.
Okay, so now at this point we need to eliminate these buildings, and so we shall.
Taking the shot.
That building isn't dead yet, which makes me a little bit sad, if I'm honest. We'll go for this building, I guess.
Locked and loaded. Here it comes.
There we go. There's a structure defeated. This Wolverine can turn around over here
Roger.
and finish off this one with just the MRM-20.
Aye, aye. Engaging the target.
There we go. 2 down. Our allies are not going to attack the buildings, of course.
Orders.
Okay, this Chameleon can make its way on over this way and hit this medium reinforced building. Are we better off with armor piercing? I feel like we are.
Roger that.
Okay, there's that one down. So we just need one more building. Any of these have less health? No, they're all pretty much the same. So we'll go for this one.
Got it.
There we go.
Method inbound, Commander. I'll meet you at the LZ.
Let's get out of
Pretty
here.
hot in here.
So the question is, did we get any double heat sinks out of it? Be amazing if we did. Double heat sinks plus a double heat sink kit is what we would need to really get that Wolverine back to where it was. It's definitely running really hot right now. So let's see what was available here. There's an Arrow 4 available. I suppose we could grab one of those as a backup. Let's see here. Any doubles? No, but there is Heavy Pharaoh. We'll take that. Some double Gauss ammo. That's always nice to have around. And honestly, I kind of don't want anything else. I guess we'll take the C3 unit. That'll be fine. Okay. There we go. That'll get us enough to float by our financial report, of course, which is going to be in just 1 day. And then our salamander will be ready to drop. That's right? That's a salamander? I think it's a salamander, anyway. Unfortunately, we once again ran into no heavies in that mission. That's not super shocking. We weren't really fishing for a lot of difficulty with that particular mission because we were in a precarious financial situation. So we were really going for more of an easy payday there, all things considered. Yeah, 33k, go ahead and do that. Unfortunately, that Wolverine is still going to be running hot. There's not a whole lot that we can do about that, which is unfortunate. We're going to have to, like, swap between the MRM and the binary laser for now. It's going to be a whole thing. Regardless, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to see if we can get some double heat sinks for that Wolverine. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.